This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, LibriVox.org. Recording by Gesine. How to Cook Fish by Olive Green. Section 10. 22 Ways to Cook Carp. Baked Carp 1. Clean a carp and cover it with salted cold water and vinegar. Soak for an hour, then drain and dry. Stuff with seasoned crumbs, sew up, and put into a deep baking pan. Brush with beaten egg, sprinkle with breadcrumbs, and dot with butter. Add 2 sliced onions and a pinch of sweet herbs, a cupful each of sweet wine and stock, and a teaspoonful of anchovy paste. Bake for an hour, basting as needed. Take out the fish, strain the liquor, thicken with a tablespoonful of butter rolled in flour, and season with salt, pepper, lemon juice, and a pinch of sugar. Baked Carp 2. Let the fish stand in vinegar for 15 minutes. Stuff with seasoned crumbs and sew up. Brush with beaten egg, cover with crumbs, and dot with butter. Put into a baking pan with 2 chopped onions, a bunch of parsley, a cupful of water, and a teaspoonful of Worcester sauce. Bake in a moderate oven, basting as required. Add enough water to make a cupful of the liquid remaining after taking up the fish. Thicken with a tablespoonful of flour, blended with an equal quantity of butter, strain, add the juice of a lemon, and pepper and salt to season. Stewed Carp 1. Clean and scale a carp, pouring boiling vinegar over the fish to facilitate the process. Wrap in a cloth and cook it gently in court bouillon. Serve with a sauce made of court bouillon, strained and thickened, with a few capers and a little anchovy sauce added. Stewed Carp 2. Mix together 1 tablespoonful of salt, half a teaspoonful of pepper, and a pinch of powdered mace. Rub a clean fish with it, both inside and out. Leave it in a cold place for 2 hours. Then put into a kettle, cover with boiling water, add a small onion sliced, a sprig of parsley, a bay leaf, and a teaspoonful of marjoram. Simmer until done, drain, and serve with cream sauce. Boiled Carp. Put a clean carp into a saucepan with sufficient beef stock to cover. Add an onion, 4 cloves, a bunch of sweet herbs, and salt to season. Simmer until the fish is done. Take out the fish and strain the sauce. Add 2 cupfuls of beef stock and thicken with browned flour. Boil until thick. Add a wineglassful of white wine and the juice of half a lemon. Pour the sauce over the fish and serve. Pickled Carp. Put a clean carp into a fish kettle and pour over it boiling vinegar and a cupful of claret. Add 2 carrots and 3 onions chopped fine, and sage, thyme, bay leaves, parsley, cloves, and bruised garlic to season. Simmer for an hour and let cool in the liquid. Carp à l'italienne. Clean, scale, and slice the fish. Fry with onion, parsley, thyme, salt, and pepper, using plenty of butter. Add white wine to cover and simmer for 10 minutes, then put in the oven and bake until tender. Add 2 lemons sliced and 1 cupful each of chopped almonds and currants. Cook long enough to soften the currants, adding stock if necessary. Carp à l'allemande. Clean and cut into strips 2 pounds of carp. Add 1 wineglassful of claret, 1 cupful of beef stock, 1 cupful of chopped mushrooms, a carrot, and an onion chopped fine, and salt, pepper, thyme, clove, and parsley to season. Simmer for an hour, add a tablespoonful of capers, and serve on buttered toast. Carp à la bordelaise. Chop fine an onion, a carrot, and a bunch of parsley. Add 2 cupfuls of white wine, a clove of garlic, 3 cloves, and salt and pepper to season. Cook for 15 minutes, then add 2 quarts of cold water. Boil the carp in this sauce and drain. Prepare a sauce as follows. Chop fine a small onion and a shallot. Season with salt and pepper and cook until soft with a wineglassful of claret. Add 2 cupfuls of beef stock and bring to the boil. Thicken with 2 tablespoonfuls of browned flour, rubbed smooth in a little cold water. Season with salt, red pepper, minced parsley, and chives, and add a small piece of cooked chopped marrow. Pour over the fish and serve very hot. Broiled carp. Broil as usual and serve with melted butter, lemon juice, and minced parsley poured over it. Carp à la Française. Put the cleaned fish into square pieces and put it into a saucepan with 4 tablespoonfuls of olive oil, 1 cupful of claret, and a tablespoonful of butter, blended with an equal quantity of flour. Add a chopped clove of garlic, a shallot, 1/4 pound of mushrooms, and salt, pepper, and minced parsley to season. Cook for 20 minutes and serve. Fried carp. 1. Soak the fish overnight in salt water. Drain, rinse in cold water, season with pepper and salt, dredge in flour, and fry in butter. Fried carp. 2. Cook the carp in court bouillon, drain, and cut in slices. Cover with a very thick cream sauce and let cool. Dip in crumbs, then in egg and crumbs, and fry in deep fat. Fried carp. 3. Clean the fish and cut it into convenient pieces. Dip in milk, then in seasoned flour, and fry in hot fat. Carp à la Coblentz. Boil the fish with 1 cupful of Rhine wine, 2 cupfuls of white stock, 2 carrots and 2 onions sliced, 1/2 cupful of sliced mushrooms and minced parsley, salt, pepper, and sweet herbs to season. Add water if the stock is not sufficient to cover. Boil for half an hour, take the fish up, then thicken the sauce with butter and flour, and add the juice of half a lemon with another tablespoonful of butter. Pour over the fish and serve. Baked carp à la marinière. Clean the fish and line it with bacon. Boil carefully in court bouillon, to which 1/4 of the quantity of white wine has been added. Boil for 5 minutes, then put the pan into the oven and bake for an hour and a half, basting frequently. Take out the fish, strain the liquid, thicken with brown flour, add a wineglassful of white wine, and boil until thick. Rub through a sieve, and add 3 tablespoonfuls of butter. Pour over the fish and serve. Steamed carp. Scale and clean the fish and steam until done. Serve with sour cream or with a drawn butter sauce seasoned with lemon juice. Carp in matelote. Cook the cleaned carp in a fish kettle with 2 sliced onions, a bunch of parsley, a little salt, a few peppercorns, 2 cloves of garlic, a quart of red wine, and a pint of water. Cook slowly for 40 minutes and take out the fish. Strain the sauce and reduce by rapid boiling to 1 quart. Thicken with butter and brown flour and boil for half an hour. Skim, add 3 tablespoonfuls of butter, 1 tablespoonful of anchovy paste, and the juice of a lemon. Pour over the fish and serve. Carp à la bourguignotte. Stew the carp in red wine, drain, and place on a platter. Cook 4 shallots, 2 cloves, a blade of mace, a pinch of thyme, a bay leaf, and a mushroom, for 5 minutes in enough red wine to cover. Add enough beef stock to make the required quantity of sauce, and thicken with butter and brown flour. Cook until thick, strain, and pour over the fish. Carp à la Périgueux. Cook the carp in wine and drain. Chop 6 truffles fine. Add a tablespoonful of chopped raw ham, a pinch of thyme, and a bay leaf. Cook for 10 minutes in sufficient white wine to cover. Add a cupful of beef stock and thicken with butter and brown flour. Cook until thick, rub through a sieve, add a tablespoonful of butter and a little anchovy paste and the juice of half a lemon. Carp à la Lyon. Clean the fish and cut into thick slices. Soak for an hour in a marinade of oil and vinegar. Season with salt, pepper, thyme, bay leaves, and chopped onion. Drain, dip in flour, then in beaten egg, then in breadcrumbs mixed with Parmesan cheese. Fry in deep fat and garnish with lemon and parsley. Carp à la Provençale. Stew the carp in court bouillon and white wine. Drain and place on a platter. Cook together 2 tablespoonfuls each of chopped ham and olive oil, 4 bruised cloves of garlic, a pinch of thyme, a bay leaf, a tablespoonful of capers, a peeled lemon sliced, a small bunch of parsley, and paprika to season. Cook for 5 minutes and add enough beef stock to make the required quantity of sauce, and cook for 10 minutes. Thicken with browned flour, rub through a sieve, skim, add a tablespoonful of butter and a little anchovy paste, and pour over the fish. End of section 10. Recorded by Gesine in May 2007.